Alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning once again. We are here again to see, because now you're handling the topic of political of leadership as per Islamic teaching. So after having seen qualities of a good leader, you have also happened to see the features or uniqueness of the Islamic political system. Let us see the responsibilities of a leader. Fine, you are a leader, you are the Amir, but what are your responsibilities as a leader? Because being a leader is all about responsibility. So what are your responsibilities when you happen to Shroom office? You want a Shroom office? Then you go there and spend the whole day sleeping, enjoying transport, enjoying benefits that come along with the office of leadership that you have come up with or you have assumed. So we have responsibilities you have to fulfill, and that's what we are going to cover today and now, inshallah. First and foremost, the responsibilities of a leader, you should establish justice. You should be just, you have to be fair to people. We have seen that, we saw that in qualities of a good leader, you have to be just, as evidenced in Quran chapter 57 verse 25, even chapter 38 verse 26. Another one, provision of good service, by being simple and working for the good of the people. When you're a leader, you have to provide good service to the people and working good for the people. You have to be hardworking and also provide better services to the people as a leader. Not being a leader and only feel, and you're only working for your interests. You should work for the interests of the people. Another one, enforcing Islamic practices like prayer, fasting, dressing, forbidding evil. That you should enforce Islamic practices like prayer, salat, fasting. People should fast. People should pay zakah. People should dress as per Islamic teachings. Then you should also forbid evil as evidenced in Quran chapter 22 verse 4. So you have to be guiding people to the right path. When you are a leader, you should instruct them to do what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala instructed us. Another one, enforcing fair judgment and resolve cases without bias. So when you're a leader, you should resolve conflicts. You should enforce judgment. But under this, you should not be biased. For instance, you are Mnankore, then because you're having bias on Waganda, you mistreat the Wagandas. We shall see that this, as it is happening in our current Uganda today, right? So this you shouldn't be like that. Even if you have bias on those people and they have come and they're on the right side, you should give them justice. You should give them fair judgment as a leader. Another one, maintenance and internal security and stability in the state. As a leader, you should maintain internal security and stability in the state. And this we shall say that for instance, in Uganda, the president has tried as much as possible. You should recruit police officers and officers. They should monitor. The state should have security under your leadership. So you have to make sure that security personnel are being catered for. They're being given what they need to protect the state, because you can't do ibadats when there is no peace. Another one, enforcing punishments is prescribed by Sharia and dealing with those who go against it. So you should enforce punishments, but as per what Sharia instructs. So you should prescribe punishments as guided by the Sharia, by the Hadith, or by the Quran, or by the words of the knowledgeable. Another one, formulating ta'zir punishments in absence of divine law. So for instance, there are areas where the law the Islamic law didn't talk about some punishments that if you happen to commit ABCD and the Quran never talked about it or the Hadith, you should come up with the punishments, right? For certain cases, but they should be in line. And another point, you should consult the knowledgeable people before taking decisions when you are coming up with punishments. Another one, supervising state affairs and working of the state officials. You should supervise state affairs. You should be a supervisor. You should also work for the state and also working of the state officials. You should say under this you have to make sure that these state officials that you have given tasks, by these state officials, they work effectively and they happen to come up with the best. So you should supervise that I appointed so and so to be my RDC, to be my permanent secretary, but are these people fulfilling their obligations? Are these people serving our interests? Are these people serving the people? So you have to supervise. That's why you should say that the president nowadays is moving the country, that I gave out PDM money, but did this money reach on the ground? That's why nowadays is no longer in State House. You see him is in Bunyoro, is in Northern Uganda. So a leader, you should supervise, don't sit in office only. No, you have seen the Prime Minister of Uganda. She goes and supervises roadworks. She goes and supervises various government projects. So you have to supervise. Why? Because you are being catered for. You are being given vehicles, fuel, security. Go and supervise, because it is mandatory as a leader. Another one, appointing competent and honest officials in offices is a responsibility, or offices of responsibility on merit. It is up to you as a leader to appoint competent and honesty officials. Onokulonda abantu abagwanidde, abantu abamazima, and you should appoint them on merit, not appointing them just because Master Musa was my lecturer. Let me give him being the head of Makerere University and happen to assume office. No, you should choose. Does he have a PhD? Is he competent? If I'm not competent, however much I'm your friend, don't appoint me there, right? So under this, we should appoint competent leaders. Another one, establishing a sound financial administration to create self-sustaining economy by ensuring the payment of zakat. You should, because one of the driving forces, one of the best driving forces under this, you shall see that it is very essential for every state to have a sounding financial administration. And not take on a make sure that people pay taxes, people pay zakah, and make sure that the state has enough funds to run the state. And when spending them, spend them wisely, not spending them anyhow, not because money is there. You should be mindful when you are spending. So under this, you should appoint people who are knowledgeable as far as financial administration is concerned. Another one, guarding the territorial boundaries of the Islamic State against external aggression. You should also protect the boundaries of the Islamic State against external aggression. Make sure that you put in place security officers are being equipped with weapons. They should be monitoring our territories. So you see that it is up to you as a leader to see that the boundaries of a state you are leading, they are not being aggressed by aggressors. If they happen to come, fight against them as per Islamic teachings. Another one, fighting the critics of Islam, but after failing to embrace Islam. We know kuranyisa abagezaako kuranyisa obusiraamu naddala abalemeddwa obuyingira, because you shall say that in the Islamic State you shall find that they are not Muslims and they don't know what Islam is well and good, but you find people that these people have not embraced Islam and they are fighting against Islam. They want to corrupt the Quran. They speak false words against the Quran. It is up to you as a leader to come and fight against those people and also punish them as the law instructs. Another one, promoting fundamental rights such as freedom of speech, expression, etc. You should promote fundamental rights such as freedom of speech, expression, work. Leave these people to express their freedom. For instance, you have done something is not right. Give them the audience. Give them the opportunity for them to express and show you their mistakes and put them right. Give them the right of expressions as long as they don't go beyond the Islamic teachings of the Quran and Hadith. Another one, consulting console from subject, seeking console from its subject to avoid working as a dictator. So you should also seek some guidance from the people you lead to avoid being a dictator. At times you should ask them that I want to do ABCD, but how is it? Don't just come up with the policies when you don't consult people. So as a leader, you happen to see the responsibilities of a leader. So if you happen to be a leader tomorrow, these are the responsibilities